It is not uncommon to experience low back pain when you are either reaching or working overhead. I'm going to explain to you why this might be happening and what you can do about it. My name is Roxanne Meldrum and I'm a physical therapist with PT Health Academy. Pain with reaching overhead occurs if your low back symptoms are a result of being extension sensitive. What does it mean to be extension sensitive? It means that anytime you do anything where your back is in extension, you tend to trigger your symptoms. This can include pain you experience when you're lying on your stomach, reaching overhead, bending backwards, or walking. Pain with these activities may indicate that you have extension sensitivity. So when you reach overhead, you can see that I tend to extend my low back to get my arms up as high as I'm able to reach. So if I'm changing a light bulb or putting things away in a higher cabinet, or God forbid, painting a ceiling, all these things will push me into the range that tends to trigger my symptoms if I'm extension sensitive. So what can you do about it if this is one of your problems? Well, there's 3 things I would recommend. 1, activity modification. Avoid overhead activities or things that push you into extension, especially when you are particularly flared. If you are in an acute exacerbation of these symptoms and you continually bend backwards or do activities that push you into that direction, you are going to continue to have pain. So 1, stop bending backwards. 2, try to do a little bit of a posterior tilt before you do the activity that pushes you in extension. For example, when I reach overhead, you can see that I am bending backwards significantly. But if I do a little posterior tilt first and now reach over my head, now more of the motion is coming from my upper back and my shoulders instead of from my low back segments that are painful. So I am protecting those lower segments from extension while I'm reaching overhead to prevent my pain from happening when my arms are up there. The third thing you can try is getting more motion from your upper back or your shoulders. So if you have stiff shoulders or if you have a rounded upper back, now you don't have enough extension in your shoulders or your upper back to reach overhead, and you are going to ask your low back to do that work. So if I can get some mobility in my upper back, some additional flexibility in my shoulders, then that motion will come from those non-painful joints instead of from my low back where it is painful. What's the best way to improve mobility in your upper back? Well, you know I am a big fan of foam rolling your upper back to help improve mobility there. I hope you found this tip helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really does help my small business grow. Thank you so much for listening.